What's up, everyone? It's your boy Showtime Doctor. So I went ahead, got you guys a weapon level 2 template brought to us by Mr. Pinecones. I'm going to have pictures of gear and skills, but real quick, let's go over what everyone's equipping here. So Rawiyah, she's got, of course, her Gale Spin attack here, another Pint, get her some healing, and then Gale Breach. This just gives her a little bit of close, a little bit of bonus damage. And you equip her with Gale Spin attack because you really want to get rid of these red squares and the first couple turns, all these rocks, because these red things, they actually explode after a while here, so you definitely don't want that going on, not to mention they're debuffing you the whole time. And of course, here's Gloria. So Gloria, she has the Union aura here, just to buff, get a little bit of buff. Lance is here, and then of course, the mitigation buff. And a little bit of AoE just so that she's doing damage to all the little rocks in the area. Now, Nona Will's a bit of a newer addition. Of course, she has her triple slash, energy recovery, maneuver so she can keep moving, which is invaluable in this fight because you need to get out of the boss's way. Puts up vulnerability, which is nice. Also gives herself some dodge. And then multiple attacks in an area that is also going to help you clear out. New addition Coco. Of course, she's got her treasure chest here. You'll see what skills she uses. Little bit of buff here, so you can get extra crit going on, as well as some healing. And then you got to get her a little bit of mitigation, too, because she's tanking the range damage. So she's got block enhancement. A little bit less range damage taken here. And then lastly, we got Inanna. So Inanna's got all her typical Princess's Comfort, her AoE heal there. Go ahead and has Princess Prayer, get that extra turn and that buff out. And then Guard, you are actually going to need a couple guards here. So let's go ahead and see how this worked out. And AoE clearing is really important. Energy recovery as well. Let's go ahead and speed it up a bit. So you see Nona, she has the debuff thing, and then she's clearing, just straight up. Clearing is the first thing you need to be thinking about. Also, Gloria gave buff book to Inanna, because Inanna's going to have to eat one of the first double attacks going on. Here it comes. Not to mention it gives her a little bit of speed, too, so she's going to be able to get those buffs out a little bit faster. Then you get Gloria rocking again, so Gloria can start initiating DPS. Yeah, Coco's basically going to heal herself. You're definitely going to have heal block, which is an item you can get, of course. Doing a good job here. So you see the clear speed that's going on. This is the typical lightning effect we're all used to. Of course, most of us haven't fought this boss for a couple weeks at least, if not a month. So you want to take this and you want to be well away from other people, both vertically and horizontally. There goes the deeps. And we'll slow it down a little bit here, just so you guys can see what's happening. That's the big buff that gives crit as well as healing. There's a mitigation buff. We're just doming rocks, debuffing the boss. So here it comes. And guess who gets the extra turn again? Need to get rid of these ASAP. It's not something you can simply ignore anymore like we used to. So there's Flag coming out. If you didn't notice, tactics-wise, there's Flag, there's Warhorn, and there's Urgent Order. Now, if you're looking for characters to potentially replace these characters, you can't use range damage on this boss. So Papal Guard, possibly a good candidate to tank. You could probably sneak Outlaw Guard in here. Although you want as much AoE damage as possible, so it's really hard to justify if you don't have like a Gloria or a Nono Will. You see Coco's perfectly capable of keeping herself up. As long as the DPS is high and she's not running out of her supplies. Give vulnerability 3 on the boss. In fact, real quick, let's look at the boss, just so you can see what's actually on the boss. Vulnerability 3, attack down is there, and magic defense is down. That was from the debuff potion that was there earlier, that was used earlier by Nono Will. You definitely want to keep this boss's attack down. If you can get the defense down, that's just the faster you're going to kill it. Coco's cooldown's coming back a lot, huh? She's covering a bunch of roles at the moment. From tanking. You pretty much... It seems like you pretty much have to have someone go up here and tank that shot. Just keeping debuffs up. Flags over there are giving more energy, more cooldown reduction. There's buff book on Nono Will. Here go the little explosive giblets again. Excellent placement there. Yeah, Nana doesn't need to go to Coco, because Coco's got herself hooked up. Coco just gave a big buff out. Boom. And I'm figuring if you are fighting this boss, you know most of the mechanics. I just went over the little modifications that are happening. This boss is about to eat it right now. So real quick, I'll go ahead and cover the gear. Upper right, Nono Will's got a newborn blade that's giving her bonus HP and attack. Also debuff, bottle, both 5-star, and Dream of the Magician as her tarot. Coco on the bottom right, she's got the axe that ignores defense based off of her health percentage. I believe it has to be lower than what she's attacking. She also has the trinket that basically makes it so that she always gets healed. This boss has a heal block, and that basically makes her immune to it. The tarot on Coco gives 10% HP percentage, 20 if you get the extra roll. Rawiyah over there, she has the axe that gives her lifesteal, and then the pendant that every time she heals, she grants herself a buff. And then Gloria in the upper left has double halberd, so essentially the more stuff that is in her trajectory, so her AoEs, she is doing a lot more damage based off that percentage damage, and depending on how high you stack it, the higher the percentages go. And she also has buff book. Buff book adds 50 speed as well as a random buff. The buff could be anything from attack to defense. that type of thing. And then both of them, Rawiyah and Gloria, are wearing the trinket that increases crit by 15%. If you double roll it, it's 30%. And then lastly, don't forget about Inanna. Inanna is wearing the reorganized cube, increases healing effect, and dispels a debuff every time she heals. And she also has the healing trinket, so it's on a long cooldown, but you can heal yourself for a percentage the longer the fight goes. And then her tarot is actually the Wheel of Fortune. I'm sure you saw it go off a couple times in that fight. And that's everyone's gear, y'all. So hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, cool. Yo, I'm Showtime Doctor, Showtime DR. You found my YouTube. Hit like and subscribe for the content. For those of you that have been following my channel on Sword of Convallaria, thank you so much for all your support, all your consideration during these times. The game seems to be shrinking. I see a lot of CC are actually abandoning the game, or at least covering the game alongside other stuff. And so I wanted to tell you guys, I'm going to keep covering Sword of Convallaria until at least December. I'm going to see what decisions management makes. And depending on the decisions they make, I might have to make the hard choice to either break with the game or I'll continue covering it. I just want to see them. They need to do more for free to play when it comes to drops, especially in the basic dungeons, as well as just some other stuff. CC program's basically dead now. And they gave us a whole thing where it was like, well, in a couple months, we'll get back to you. It's like, I'm not an obedient puppy. I'm not waiting around a couple months for a maybe. Because I had a job in real life that a lady did that to me. And guess what? 5 years later, still waiting for that email. And, you know, just all the things that have been going on. I'm sure you've seen, like, Clint Wolf's gone. Seffi from Loot and Waifu's left. RNJ just released a whole video saying he's going to go back to War of the Visions. Vulcan, who has amazing foresight, already left. And I believe him when he says he had the personal thing come up. But I also think if he wanted to, he could have reestablished himself, and he chose not to. And that's why he is where he is. And Per Platypus is starting to cover ReFantazio and Pokemon. So it's no coincidence that all the CCs are starting to do other stuff. And not only that, but also we're in this weird place to where we have like accelerated content, but at the same time, there's not really much to cover. So if you want to, you can try to make a video every day, but it's getting sparse. I lost my PvP video. I'm so sad about that. I went to go make it earlier and all my content for it was gone, so I don't know where it all went, but somehow it got deleted. But as for the channel, I think I'm going to cover Sword of Convallaria alongside. I'm going to start getting into Girls Frontline 2. Be looking for a video on that maybe tomorrow. And then down the road, I eventually want to cover Persona 5X. So I'm a big Persona nerd, but more on that next time. So, all right, y'all. So hope this video helped you out. Take care.